But boy, I ain't gonna cook you no chicken and dumplings. You're down on your knees and you're begging for nothing. You say you like my cooking, but you love her loving. Boy, I ain't gonna cook you no chicken and dumplings.
I got this huge package of chicken breasts that was on sale at the grocery store, and I had it up in the freezer, and we're going to do something with it today. We'll see. Now, I put the chicken in the crock pot on high with some water, nothing else, not even salt at this point. And since there is a lot of chicken breast here, I'm going to take it out, I'm going to debone it, and a little bit of the meat will go back into the broth for a soup or a stew. The other half of the meat I'm going to make chicken salad. See, it's 3 great big breasts, and they may fall apart as I take them out and put them into the bowl. And you can see that the chicken made its own broth. It's a nice broth. You can see, oh, that one fell apart. In a couple of places. And everybody around here likes my chicken salad. Okay, so now I'm just going to make sure there's no more meat or anything in there. I don't see anything. That doesn't mean there's no bone floating around in there. I'm not seeing anything. Okay. So, I'm going to let this chicken cool. You can see the steam coming off of it. And then I will take the skin and the bones out of it and go from there. Oh, meanwhile, with the broth, I'm going to turn it down on low. I'm going to go ahead and put some salt and some seasonings in there. You know, I'm probably going to chop up some celery to put in there. Okay, so I've chopped up some celery. I still have some chopped onion in there. That's all I have left, and I'm going to use it in the salad. And I've got some salad dressing, and over here I've got the chicken. I've deboned it and de-skinned it, and I put it back in the broth because I want to keep it moist for the chicken salad, and then some of this will remain in the pot for soup later on. And then I'm going to get some more herbs and spices, see if I have some pickle relish or whatever, and I'll be right back. Now I wanted to show you what I'm doing here. I've taken the chicken, all of it, out of that pot, and I put half of the celery in the pot with the broth and the other half of celery and that little bit of onion in my mixing bowl. And I am not cubing, I am shredding. This meat is so tender, I'm shredding it. So basically I take let me see if I can get this here. It's still kind of hot. If it's not hot, you can use your fingers, but you get a nice big piece of breast here, and you just kind of hold it with the fork and just kind of shred it like this. And that's the way it's going to be in our salad and in our soup pot. Okay? Nice and shredded. Okay, so I have the chicken salad made, and it's in the refrigerator chilling. And so, you know, I've got the chicken in here, and I'm going to split these videos up because it's going to be 2 videos, not 1. So, I decided instead of chicken and noodles, I'm not going to make homemade noodles, I'm going to make dumplings. The fluffy kind. So, pretty much, I'm going to be using a lot of the same spices in my broth with the chicken. I've got the celery in there, I've got just a hint of onion. I've got a little bit of dried onion here. Let's see. Yeah, this has been dehydrated, and there's only a little bit there, so I'm putting it in. My celery powder, about half a cap, some onion powder, sprinkle, sprinkle. Garlic powder, sprinkle, sprinkle. And just a little bit of celery seed, maybe a half a teaspoonful. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, now to this I'm going to add a little bit of rosemary. I'm using dried because I'm out of fresh right now. As you know, I put it in the dehydrator if it's not going to get used right away. Also going to use just a little bit of marjoram leaves. And I'm just going to sprinkle. Now you use what you like. I like a little bit of everything in here. Let's see, a little bit of parsley flakes. Oh, about a quarter of a capful. And then, of course, what is that? Oh, here it is. A wee bit of chili powder just to give it a wake up. Okay, before I stir it, I'm going to show this to you. See it all in there, and then I'm just going to, you can see a lot of chicken in here. It smells really good. And now let me gather my things for the dumplings. Okay, I've gathered flour, sea salt, baking powder, and some oil. You can use any oil. I like olive oil. Now the recipe calls for about a cup of flour. I'm probably going to use more because this is a big pot. And, you know, if you have it, you want to make it really easy and it's really good, use canned biscuits, you know, in the refrigerator section. That's what I do. I use the grands, and I mash them up real good and tight. Some people just throw them in as is. Okay, so I've got probably about 2 cups, maybe a little more than 2 cups of flour, a heaping spoonful of and a smidgen of baking powder. That much salt. And it called for 2 tablespoons of oil per cup. And I'm just going to put in, about that much. I'm going to say that's about 2.5, maybe 3 tablespoons. I forgot to get the milk out. Add some milk. Now, at this point, you might want to add more flour or more milk. I can see right now I'm going to be adding more flour because it's going to be too thin for my liking. See if you can see that there. So yeah, I'm going to be adding more flour. And something else you can do, if you want to give your dumplings a little bit of flavor, you can certainly add something to them. You know, if you want to put a little bit of, you know, like onion powder, garlic, whatever you want. And you want it the consistency like, you know, like biscuits. And this is how I do it. And you're going to use them like drop biscuits because you're just going to drop spoonfuls of it into the hot liquid at the last 15 minutes of the cooking time, right in the crock pot. And so, there you go. That's good enough. I'm not going to use it right away, so I'm going to put it in the refrigerator until it's ready. Okay, so my chicken and dumplings are ready. Well, the chicken broth and with the chicken and the herbs and things in it's ready for the dumplings. And of course, you know I'm making the fluffy dumplings. And so let me see if I can set this down here where you can see. Yes. Another spoon too. So we're just going to take spoonfuls of this and Just kind of plop it in. Now, if you want your broth thicker, you can add, like, you know, a little bit of flour and water and then put it in there. That would be okay. If you want it more chickeny or whatever, you can add chicken broth to it. Or, you know, even chicken gravy, you know, in the packages. And like I said, if you have the canned biscuits, you could use them for your dumplings instead. I didn't have any because that's the way I wanted to do it for you guys. So I had to make some. And it's just basically a biscuit recipe that you can use. This one was just a little bit different. Okay, so you can see the dumplings just kind of floating on the top there. You can add more, you can add less. I like a lot. I probably should have made more, but this will be fine. Okay. Alright, well, Pip, that's not very appetizing. But anyway, there's Willie and Pip. As you can see, Willie's bowl is empty and he is working on Pip's. And just a little bit ago, they had a little quarrel over the litter box. They always want to be the first one to use it when I change it. So anyway, let's take a look at the chicken and dumplings. There they are. Oh, isn't that wonderful? And I forgot to bring a spoon. But anyway, let me get. Here we go. Label type spoon. You can see on the inside there, it's bready, and so it's done. That's what you want. So we're going to put a little bit in a bowl here. Oh yeah, let me get some chicken and broth here. Piece of chicken hanging on my scooper, my ladle. Okay, let me get a little spoon to try it. I know it's going to be extremely hot. I just turned it off, but you know, we got to try everything. So there it is. Now look at the inside of that dumpling, nice and bready, nice and fluffy. Here we go. Oh my God, it's good, but it's so hot. I'm just going to blow it for a minute. Hang on. Let me show you this while I do this. It's to die for. This is one of my daughter's favorite dishes. And my son used to love it too. But, oh, it's good. So, you know, get you some chicken. It's all white meat in here. I personally like dark meat, but hey, the white meat was on sale, and why not? So, anyway, I'm going to eat, and if you try this recipe or anything like it, you know, let me know, and, you know, hit subscribe, share this video, tell your friends, tell your family. Let's get cooking. Anyway, happy eating.
Well, boy, I ain't gonna cook, you know, chicken and dumplings. You're dead.